It's a piece of art, it's a conversation starter. Call it what it is a lamp after all. I made this and it does look pretty neat. It's made out of copper, 3-core cable through there. I put a decorative bulb in. I made it. I'm going to show you how to do it as well. The tools you require to complete this task is a tape measure, flat screwdrivers, a pipe cutter, side cutters, and a craft knife. And last but not least, you'll also need a glue gun. The materials required to complete this task is your copper pipe, about 1 meter in length. We'll cut it to various sizes. You'll need 6 elbows, a lamp holder, and the decorative globe. And I've also got some 3-core cabling here with a switch and plug attached to it. The first thing you need to do is cut your copper piping. And if you'd like to make something exactly like I've done, all you need to do then is cut your piping according to these lengths. You'll need one piece of 400 mils, one piece of 140 mils, 2 by 110 mils, 2 by 55 mils, and 1 by 30 mils. So we've got our 1 meter length of copper piping, 15 mils in diameter. All we need to do to cut this is mark it off firstly using our tape measure and our screwdrivers. So I'll take my screwdriver to cut the longer length. It's 400 mils in length. I'll make a marking on it, and that's where I'll cut my copper piping. So once we've made our mark, we'll take our pipe cutter, we'll place it on the marking itself, tighten it up nicely, and we'll wind it around until we cut through this pipe. Okay, as easy as that. Now, just remember, at the ends of these pipes, there is a bit of copper that might be sticking out. Take your deburring tool, stick it inside there, and just wind it out, but just getting rid of those sharp edges. So once you've done that, repeat the process for all the different lengths that you require. The next step is to thread the cable through the copper piping, but we can't do it when it is already fixed together. So what we're going to do in reverse order, we're going to thread this copper piping onto the cable in a loose manner before we glue it all together. Well, we start with our 140 mil piece. Then we'll take an elbow. The next step is the 110 pieces. Elbow, second 110 piece, and then we go with the shorter piece, the 55 mil, slide that on, and then we go to another elbow. This is the longer piece, the 400 mil piece, and that will act as the stem for your light. Another elbow, and the last 3 pieces will be another 55 mil straight copper pipe, followed by an elbow. And last but not least, we put on our 30 mil copper piece. Now you notice something quite interesting that I've done here with the cables. And the reason I'm doing this, and I'll show you how to do it, is because this is a metal lamp. And we have to take a precaution, and we have to put our earth cable on that. Let me show you how to get this cable out of the 3-core cable casing. So using your craft knife, what you're going to do is take about 20 mils off the end of your cable. Careful not to cut through the inner cables, and we're going to strip that back. So you got your cable exposed. Now all you do is go probably about 10 centimeters further back, and again just make a nice score mark through your outer cable without going into the inner cables. Okay, so all you do is pull the outer casing down as far as possible, leaving the ends exposed. Now all you do is grab the earth cable, carefully pulling it out of the casing. Once it's out, grab the ends of your live and neutral cables and push the casing back up again. That's your earth cable out, and you still got your neutral and live wires at the end of your outer core casing. So the next step is to put your earth cable in place. Go about 5 centimeters down from your split, cut that off. Then we're going to expose the cable, thread it through the 30 mil piping, and then bend it over, and we're going to put the very first elbow over this. If you've got any excess, all you do is take a craft knife, just cut off that extra cable. The earthing's all done now. Time to put it all together using glue. Now the reason we're using glue, yeah, I know many people say let's use flux and solder, but the reason we don't want to use it is because it could damage the cable, melt it. So for this reason, we're using the glue gun. So what I'm going to do, I don't put the glue inside the elbow. I'm going to put it on the piping itself, on the outside. And don't worry about excess. Push it through you'll see it all comes out. Nothing wrong with that. Make sure you just hold it for a few seconds until it dries and holds in place quite nicely. And then it's going to be quite easy. That glue just peels off the outside of the piping completely and it looks very neat. And then you carry on exactly the same way as we did the first one. So glue on the outside, followed by the elbow. The stem is on, but this is the tricky part. So once you've glued the stem onto this elbow, you need to make sure that it is at adjacent angle, so 90 degrees, and that's how we're going to get the base on. As you can see, it's all starting to take shape. And last but not least, the very last part that goes in. Now it looks all untidy, but what I'm going to do is once it's all dry, I'm going to clear off all this glue. So have a look. We just take by hand, peel it off, and it all disappears. So it's all done and completed, everything's secure and in place. I've removed the excess glue. Now just time to put on your lamp holder. Just unscrew the top, slip that over the top. There we go, all the way through. And now you'll see there's just 2 screws on there, and that's for your neutral and live wires. It doesn't matter which order you put it in as long as it is secure. All that remains now is to screw the cap back on. There we go, lamp done and dusted. All it remains now, let's just switch it on, test it out. Beautiful. So all you need to do is pop down to your local builders, get yourself some copper piping, some beautiful decorative globes. They've got a whole variety to choose from, and you can make your own lamp for home. A talking point of note, it's so easy. For more projects and DIY tips, just like we've done today, get onto our YouTube channel, also our website. Get to Builders, get it done.